Hello and welcome to GC 360. I'm Elliot Payne.
And I'm Meredith Barnes. Today on GC 360, is Milledgeville reaching an economic breaking point? We bring you an interview with the mayor that you won't want to miss.
Crime often goes a long way with a depressed economy. We'll hear from the Baldwin County Sheriff on where our area stacks up on the crime trends.
But on the sunnier side of the news, spring break starts this weekend for the Bobcats. So we went out on campus to see what's in store for GC students on their break. All that and more right now on GC 360. Subs, pet shops, and late night breakfast. These are just a few of the new businesses coming to Milledgeville within the next couple of months. But these new openings may not bring economic growth or improvement for Milledgeville. Central State Hospital's downsizing is leading to nearly 350 people jobless. And the shutdown of the Georgia College power plant on Lake St. Clair within the next 2 years will close down another 230 local jobs. So the question stands, is Milledgeville developing or dwindling? Our reporter Megan Rochester took on the story.
Georgia College students and staff are thrilled to hear about the new service industries coming to Milledgeville within the next couple of months. But the rise of businesses and corporations may not be as positive as one would like.
Every job is important, but what we really are looking for are industries that are going to hire hundreds of people, put them back on payrolls. With Ring and Shaw's closure, there are an awful lot of jobs that we've lost. Central State Hospital, that's a different type of employee. But we want to encourage those service industries, but your economic development teams are working toward actual job-producing industries.
With the closing of Central State Hospital and the Georgia power plant closing within the next 3 years, jobs are being lost for residents of the Milledgeville community all too quickly. You can only help but wonder, what direction is Milledgeville's economy heading? It's
awful difficult for a person on the street to think that something is going on when we're not cutting ribbons on plants or making grandiose announcements or that kind of thing. But every day, our economic development teams, and that would include our Development Authority, our CVB, you have a new position with former Senator Johnny Grant at Georgia College, which is an economic development position. All of those folks, and of course with the city and the county elected officials, we work every day to try to find ways to create jobs.
The good news is there's a solution on the horizon for Milledgeville, and it all starts with education.
GMC and Georgia College and the technical school have really made Milledgeville an education city and not so much what it used to be.
Right. If you want to see the full interview with Mayor Bentley, check it out on our website at www.gc360news.com. I'm Megan Rochester, reporting for GC360.
You might think that the poor economy in Milledgeville would mean we have a high crime rate. If you thought that, you'd be wrong. But that doesn't mean we are crime-free, as Tristan Harrison found out by visiting the Baldwin County Sheriff.
Compared to most cities, Milledgeville is a relatively quiet town when it comes to crime. As we've shown in our past broadcast, there are not many serious felonies committed in the Milledgeville area. We spoke with Baldwin County Sheriff Bill Massey to get a better look at the Baldwin County crime scene.
Well, being the sheriff of this county, and you operate a jail, most of our warrants that we serve are misdemeanor warrants. They're for bad checks or for misdemeanor crimes, criminal trespass, minor thefts. Baldwin County is like any other county. Drug problems, they fuel crime. Our jail today, we have 225 people in jail. Now they may be in jail for probation violation, parole violation. They may be in here on a theft charge, a robbery charge, whatever they're in here for. Their underlying problem is a drug problem. If we could somehow snap our fingers and take drugs out of our country and out of our life, our capacity in our jail or our population would go from 225 to probably around 20.
Even though Georgia College students make up the majority of the population of Milledgeville, they do not reduce or contribute to the amount of crime in Baldwin County.
Well, you know, the only real difference that we notice when classes are out and the college is not in session is traffic in the downtown area. But as far as a true crime statistic, we don't, from the sheriff's standpoint, we don't notice any difference other than the traffic congestion and we notice the students are not there in downtown, in our restaurants in downtown, in the stores in our community. We don't look at Georgia College and State University or their students as a big crime problem. As a matter of fact, we view them as a tremendous benefit to our community.
As the sheriff stated, serious felonies such as the armed robbery last month are anomalies in a town like Milledgeville. However, as long as there are illegal drugs in the community, it appears crime will be here to stay. Reporting for GC360, I'm Tristan Harrison.
This past Times Talk revolved around a discovery that is shaking up the physics world and may in time rock ours as well. The Georgia College Physics Department led a discussion on the Higgs Boson particle, which physicists think is a fundamental building block of the universe. The news is that scientists in Europe now believe they have proven the particle's existence. Higgs boson is sometimes called the God particle, but scientists don't like that term. The Times Talk might have been confusing for the average student, but there is no debate on Times Talk being a great opportunity for students of all disciplines to come together and learn from one another. Make sure to come out to the next Times Talk to hear our very own President Dorman lead the discussion. That's on Wednesday, April 3rd. When we come back, we'll get a checkup at the doctor's office and a strong dose of poetry, right here on GC360.
Student Health Services hosted the annual health fair on March 14th in Magnolia Ballroom. It was a great opportunity for students to come and get free testing and valuable health information. Tests included blood pressure, blood sugar, vision, HIV status, fitness testing, and functional movement screening. Businesses from Milledgeville also came in to promote good health such as Bodyplex, Serenity, and Oconee Regional Hospital. Student Health Services wanted to promote and remind students that they are there to help whether through counseling or basic medical treatment.
Attentive ears and focused eyes filled the Arts and Sciences Auditorium last night as Sonia Renee wowed the crowd with her performance poetry.
Feet with a tire iron to crawl out of that hole and find me, but she did.
The Washington, D.C. poet read her poetry, which included working difficult jobs, family drug addictions, controversial court decisions, and even fake cheese. The audience experienced a range of emotions as performance poetry is all about the involvement of the audience. It was a great night full of thought and laughter. Be sure to be on the lookout for Georgia College's wide array of entertainment and events on campus.
Maybe you've noticed that some students on campus look a little young. Very young, in fact. It's called Early College, and Natalie Sharp explains the program.
Georgia College, Baldwin and Putnam County Schools, and Oconee County RESA founded Georgia College Early College in 2006 as a way to help otherwise struggling middle and high school students have a brighter future. Georgia College collaborates with the Early College program to teach such subjects as creative writing to 7th through 12th graders. GC360 sat down with Dr. Martin Lamon, director of the creative writing program at Georgia College, to learn more about Early College.
Georgia College Early College was started about 6 or 7 years ago, and it's a collection of, well, it started out with 55 7th graders from Baldwin and Putnam County. Now there's, 55 times 6 classes. There must be over 300 students in the program. And these kids, they take their classes here on our campus. And so for many of them, the goal is for them to be the first student in their family to ever go to college.
Despite the good that Early College is doing for its students, the program might be in danger in the aftermath of budget cuts and other economic difficulties.
I've got some good news, bad news for you before I leave. The good news is that you've been able to participate this year in the 7th annual collaboration between the creative writing program and Early College. And I think it's a really great thing. But the bad news is it's going to be not the same thing anymore because of economics.
This potential change would not only affect the students coming to Early College from surrounding county schools. Dr. Lamon, too, is aware of the way that the experience of teaching can help creative writing students.
A faculty member, 2 graduate students, and about 10 undergraduate, junior, senior majors in English creative writing. work with these 7th graders, getting them comfortable with words, getting them excited about putting words down on paper. One of the things that's most amazing, I think, is how many of my junior and senior majors have come up to me and told me how this changed their lives.
A decision about the fate of early college will have to wait until after spring break. But students in the program and instructors alike are hoping that it will be saved. Reporting for GC 360 News, I'm Natalie Sharp.
When we come back, we are springing into spring break at Georgia College. We will give you all the details right after this.
Welcome back to GC 360. Let's bring in our entertainment reporter, Carolina Classens, because let's face it, this coming break will be all about entertainment. What do you have for us, Carolina?
Thanks, Meredith. Spring break has just about sprung in the Bobcat Nation. The break begins tomorrow for Georgia College students and staff, so I went out on campus to find out what Georgia College has planned for their fun-filled festivities for next week.
Hi, I'm standing here with Steven, and what are your plans for spring break, Steven?
I'm going caving in North Georgia.
Oh, caving. What is that going to be like?
I'm going to Petty John's Cave. It's a 7-mile network of caves. We're going to go check it out.
7 miles.
Yeah.
Wow, that's going to be awesome.
I will be twirling the Quiznos sign on the corner for the good majority of my spring break. So if you're bored or just want to pick at me, because everyone does, come do that. Maybe I get to go home and see my grandma.
All right, so what are you doing for spring break this week?
I'm sure you've already heard it 1,000 times, but I'm going to Destin this spring break.
I'm going to Destin.
I'm going to Destin with a group of my friends.
I'm going to Destin with a couple buddies. We got a condo down there, and it's going to be a good old time.
We're all going to Destin together with all of our pledge brothers, which we are.
Yeah. And what are y'all pledging?
Delta Sigma Phi.
Okay, so that's where all the Delta Sigs will be, is Destin?
Destin and Miramar.
All right, well, y'all have a great trip.
Thank you. You too.
Hi, I'm here with Caleb, and what are your plans for spring break?
I'm just planning on going back to Atlanta, just hanging out with the family. My best friend's going to be home, so that's about all.
Yeah.
See my girlfriend.
Yeah, relaxing, catching up.
Date or something.
Oh,
special.
yeah. That'll be sweet. Thanks.
Light a few candles,
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm here with Alex, and what are your plans for spring break, Alex?
I'm going to Jamaica on a mission trip.
Oh, that's going to be really great.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going with Freshly, the freshman Wesley ministry.
Hi, so what are you doing for spring break this year?
Well, I'm going to Costa Rica, and I'm really, really excited because we're doing like a service adventure trip. That's what they call it. And so we're going to like volunteer with little kids who work in work in the schools and stuff, and then we're also going to go like hiking and rappelling and rafting and I don't know what else, but I'm so excited.
I'm going to Panama City Beach with about 5 or 6 friends, staying at one of my friends' relatives' house.
Okay, so free place to stay, extra money to party with.
What's that?
My plans for spring break are to go home, and I'm going to work on Saturday and Sunday at a dog wash where I work in Atlanta, and then the end of the week I'm going to Charleston with my boyfriend.
Oh, Charleston, that's going to be so pretty.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I haven't been, and I've heard it's a really great.
You're going to have a great experience. It's a great place. Have so much fun. So as y'all saw, the students here on Georgia College campus are going a wide variety of places, from our favorite beaches in Destin and Jamaica, to mission trips in Costa Rica, or even just relaxing at home with the family. Whatever you do for spring break, just make sure to stay safe and have a great time. Thank you. I'm Carolina Classens here at GC 360.
You've bought the tickets and seen the shows. The Black Box Theater is no secret for Georgia College campus. But what may surprise you is exactly how much work goes into the production process. Trey Burnett sat down with the head honchos at the Black Box Theater to find out more about the current production, Time Stands Still.
The crew of Georgia College's theater production of Time Stands Still went into their technical weekend this past Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The production team spent over 20 hours perfecting everything from putting the set together to adjusting levels for lighting and sound. The weekend started with the designers meeting Friday afternoon to make one master cue sheet and ended with 3 dress rehearsals on Sunday. I got to speak with Sasha Scheffler, the stage manager of Time Stands Still, to hear about the experience of what goes into the making of these theatrical productions.
Well, Tech Weekend is basically my weekend for the show. I run it
I make sure everything technical happens as far as lighting, as far as sound, set, everything. Basically, the actors are under my complete control at that point. And it ran pretty smoothly. We had a few hiccups here and there, but nothing that we couldn't fix. Basically, when I call a show, I sit up here in this booth, and we're all connected to each other through headsets, and when a cue is coming up, I will say, cue 18, stand by, and I'll get a response from my light board op who says, cue 18, standing by. And then when it's time for it to go, I say go. Basically, when all the designers and the crew, like soundboard ops, light board ops, we all sit down in a room and we go through the entire script, making sure that we have all our cues written down, that we know when everything is supposed to go when.
I was also able to talk with Teresa Sagan, who directed Time Stand Still.
Well, Tech Weekend is basically when we, put in all of the technical elements, make sure that all the set, the lights, the sound, all that stuff is integrated together. So it's really beneficial to the show, and it basically puts everything into the final product that you're going to see when you see the show. My experience with the show has been fantastic and absolutely wonderful, and working with everybody on the show has been really great. And I think that the show itself will affect audiences it depends on like what your tie is to, I guess, to war times. It should affect everyone differently, honestly. And hopefully it's a good thing. So I think everybody that was involved in the process should be really proud, and I'm really proud. I'm really proud of all the work that all the students have done for the show.
The show runs from Tuesday, March 19th through Thursday, March 21st, where directly after that night's performance, students in the theater department will come take down all the set, lights, and sound equipment in preparation for the next event in the Black Box Theater. Despite the quick turnaround, this is an experience you won't want to miss. For GC360, I'm Trey Barnett.
That's all I have for you this week, guys. Have a safe and fun-filled spring break, and be sure to check in with me for all the after spring break entertainment updates. Now, back to you, Mayor.
Thanks, Carolina. When we return, we will take a look at sports with Nick Landon, who brings us a story on a new type of virtual competition that is infecting the GC campus with March Madness fever. We'll be right back. And now it's time to meet and hear from our sports reporter, Nick Landon, to give us a rundown from this week. How are the Bobcats doing, Nick?
All right, well, guys, March Madness has officially begun, and here to give us a look at what to expect as this year's chaos unfolds is our very own bracketology expert, Tim Romero. Thank you for joining us, Tim.
Thanks for having me, Nick.
All right, Tim. So, going into it, there aren't really any clear favorites to win it all. It's kind of open. Anybody can take it. Who do you have for your Final Four?
I like Louisville. I think they're the best team in the tournament right now. I like Indiana. I think they're a truly elite team. I think they're the best matchup for Louisville. I think the South bracket is wide open. I think that Georgetown can come out of that bracket. I think that Florida can come out of that bracket. And I don't think Gonzaga really has a chance to make it to the Final Four. I don't think they're an elite team. But honestly, I think that Wisconsin is going to make a run and make it to the Final Four this year.
I hear you. So, so Gonzaga isn't quite the team that everybody thinks they are. Who do you have as a top-seeded team? It's going to go out early. Who do you think is going to lose out quick?
I think Duke goes out in the second round. I think they lose to Cincinnati. Duke lives and dies by the three, and I think that one bad night for them could shut them down, take them out of the tournament. I think Cincinnati's the team to do that.
I hear you. All right. So, so when filling out a bracket, a lot of people doing it these days. So ESPN says something about 7.5 million brackets submitted to ESPN.com.
Yeah.
How many brackets should somebody fill
out? The maximum for ESPN.com is 5. I personally do 5 on ESPN, then do 1 in a group with my friends. But honestly, do as many as you want. It's one of the funnest times of the year, one of the biggest sporting events in America. Filling out brackets is awesome. It's a kind of a new tradition. Fill out as many as you want. It's a great time.
I hear you. What teams do you have that are looking out for that upset? Any low-seeded teams you think might make it into that Final Four?
I think there's a couple. I think Butler could make another run. They play great defense. I love their coaching staff. I love what they do. And I think that, of course, Wisconsin, the number 5 seed, I think that they're going to come in and I think they're going to make that run. I think they're going to make it to the Final Four.
Well, thank you, Tim. Since our last show, the Bobcats have been on a tear, capturing 5 victories in 7 outings over the weekend and another pair of wins earlier this week. Things kicked off Friday with both the men and women's tennis teams traveling to North Georgia to take on the Saints. Both teams secured decisive 7-2 victories, jumping to a 5-1 lead in the doubles matches. Alex Schubert and Taylor Powell extended their double winning streak to an amazing 12 games after coming from behind to win 9-7. The weekend continued with the softball team hosting UNC Pembroke for a doubleheader on Play for Abe Day. Bobcats held off the Braves in back-to-back one-run nail-biters led by none other than Danny Gallucci, whose one-run complete game pitching performance earned her a 3rd Athlete of the Week honor. The day ended with the baseball team outlasting Francis Marion in a 19-11 barn burner that featured 38 hits and 4 homers. On Sunday, the Bobcats dropped the next 2 games of the series, giving Georgia College its only 2 losses of the weekend. The action continued this week with the golf team hosting the Bobcat Golf Invitational. The 17-team field featured 7 top 10 teams, and the number 11 Bobcats finished precisely 11th. Victor Monte and Brian Fox were the top finishers for the Bobcats at 34th and 48th individually. On Tuesday, the baseball team crushed North Greenville 14-2, and Wednesday, the women's tennis team lost to Clayton State after having won 3 of the last 4. And that's about it for this week, guys. Back to you, Elliot and Meredith.
All right, thanks, Nick. So, Meredith, why don't you tell me about this raffle that we have going on?
All right, well, if you were a part of the Georgia College raffle this week, you donated $1 to Georgia College. It's kind of the way we're funding our program, our TV program. You want to go over what's in the basket, Elliot?
Well, first of all, we have this lovely $30 gift card to Longhorn, which would be perfect for a date.
It
Longhorn.
would. Yeah. It would.
We got this mysterious red box. What could it be? Christmas ornaments from Starbucks. Quite amazing. Could also be a great gift. We've got Georgia College mug, some other kind of mug. Got some coffee. Just all kinds of great stuff.
All right. Well, do you want to pick the winner? Do you want to do the honors? I'll mix it up here.
I'm a little nervous, but
I know. Hopefully, pick my name. That would be great.
All right. Well, if I do, we totally didn't set that up. All right. Let's see.
All right. So who's lucky?
The lucky person is. Oh, I can't read that.
Let me try. Let me see.
You give that a knock out of the park.
Cherie Bond? Cherie Bond? Let's
I like
see.
how you say that as if she's going to just immediately answer.
As if she'll say, oh, me.
She's oh, okay, yeah.
Well, if your name is Cherie Bond, you are the lucky winner. And we will give you a phone call. We have your phone number here, and you will get this basket.
Yeah.
So Elliot.
How excited. She gets to take home all this lovely stuff.
She does. Hopefully she can pick it up before spring break.
Now, if you could pick one of these items, which
Longhorn.
one?
Sorry.
You didn't even know what I was going to say. I was going to say, which one would you throw away?
I don't think that's what you're going to say. I think you just tried to catch me in my tracks. But
that's actually exactly what I was trying to do. That is exactly.
Well, Elliot, what are you going to do this weekend? I know your spring break isn't going to start until you get a paper done, but what are you going to do after that?
But, it's not like writing papers is a big deal to me. I love being in college, so, I work. But right after that, I get to go to the beach and just have a great time with good friends and just celebrate the Bobcat Nation.
Is that what you're going to be celebrating? You're going to be celebrating freedom from the Bobcat Nation?
Ooh, it's going to be a general mix of both. While I have my pride, I will also live without rules.
Okay.
Without the Bobcat rules.
Well, just don't get arrested and you'll be good to go.
Oh, no. That's impossible. All right, that's all the time we have for you this week. But be sure to check us out on our website at www.gc360news.com for more updates, full interviews, and much more.
Or you can always check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at GC360 News. I'm Meredith Barnes.
And I'm Elliot Payne. We won't be here next week, but we will be here the following week after spring break. That's all the news we have for you this week. Yeah.
From all of us at GC360, have a safe and fun-filled spring break.